Hello, welcome back. I'm happy as always that you're joining me. We're going to question everything today. Everything. That's the foundation of our talk. Question everything. And it is an invitation that, well, I'm extending to you, but much more importantly than that, it's an invitation that your inner teacher extends to you. Ah, so if you listen to nothing or no one else in this lifetime, listen to your inner teacher. Oh, yeah, do just that and see what happens. You might be very pleasantly surprised. So, here in the world, we question all kinds of things. We do, especially each other, don't we? We question the truth and veracity of what people say. We question their integrity. We question their choices. We question their behavior. We question their choice of partner. We question their choice of wardrobe. We question their taste in music or in food. We question everything about one another. And it leaves us always in a place of judgment. But what we don't question is what we're invited to go deeper and question. The foundations of the ego thought system. We're invited here in A Course in Miracles to question everything. Now, we often, all too often in the world, stop at questioning our brother's choice of wardrobe. That's all. We question his or her judgment because they post things that we don't agree with on social media, which in our ego clinging judgmental mind makes them a bad person, a scoundrel, totally scandalous and wrong. And we use much stronger language, don't we? So we question all kinds of things, but we don't question the premises on which this judgmental, painful thought system rests. We don't question the ego. We don't question the world. We don't question the foundations of everything that we now believe. That is precisely what you're invited to question. Don't stop at just the appearance of your brother. Don't stop at all. Go forth and question the foundations of everything you now believe. Everything. Don't stop. Feeling skeptical? Excellent. Put that to good use. Don't stop until you've questioned the foundations of everything you now believe and its apparent reality. Nothing less will do. Want to know why? Nothing less is worthy of you. You are the Son of God. Nothing that is not of God is worthy of you. All of this littleness we have foisted upon ourselves. We've chosen to run off and hide and play small. We appear to be in this encasement, which is not an encasement at all. And we know it, but we delude ourselves willingly into pretending that this thing that's 80% water, constitutes the Son of God. This thing is life? It's not. It's nothing. But if we don't bring this to question, how will we ever viscerally, really, and truly experience that the body is not you? We raise this to question. Only what is of God is worthy of you. None of this littleness is worthy of you. Excess activity is not worthy of you. Suffering, same thing, not worthy of you. Pain and guilt, it's not worthy of you. This process, as you see, is about learning to uncover our eyes and esteem ourselves for who we really are. That's an invitation that goes out to all of us at all times. The question, are we listening? We can only evaluate the thought system of the ego from without, from within the thought system, where we're caught up in this self-imposed rat race of, well, excess activity and frustration, financial hardship, relationship troubles, weight gain, weight loss, all the issues that seem to befall the physical body, people's social media feeds, our email that never ends, and we can't wait to delete every single message. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that we throw upon ourselves. And here in this morass, this hot mess that we've made, we can't evaluate the ego's thought system from within it. In other words, you can't solve a problem with the mindset that created it in the first place. And to attempt to do so is circular and burdensome and exhausting, isn't it? Overwhelmed and tired yet? Good. Here's what you do about it. You cultivate the relationship that you have with your inner teacher. It's our inner teacher. There's one inner teacher. Why? There's one mind. If you've never heard that before, well, welcome to A Course in Miracles. Something that I've already said has likely rung true for you, or it may be that I'm about to utter something, I've no idea what it is, that rings true and sticks with you. When that happens, it's your inner teacher speaking to you. Please pay attention and do as your inner teacher instructs you to do. This would be very kind of you and an excellent use of your time, the highest and best, as it turns out. Again, we cannot solve a problem from the mindset that created it. We'd all readily accept that here in the world. And we don't act like we know this and that it makes sense, do we? But it does. We have to go beyond the mentality that created the problem in the first place. This is why we have one choice between two options. One option is true, the other one is a complete lie, complete illusion. And we all know which option is true, the thought system of the Holy Spirit. Truth is true. Again, that's a statement so profoundly obvious we're apt to overlook it. Truth is true. We don't behave as though that's the case at all. Why? Because we're afraid to question the foundations of everything we now believe. We can and do naturally question the ego's thought system when we choose love, when we choose our own real strength as Christ, as the Son of God, when we choose the Holy Spirit, when we choose to listen to our inner teacher, we're going beyond the thought system of the ego and littleness, because it's painfully clear when you allow yourself to honestly think about it that we've chosen to be little and we're lamenting our littleness. We've chosen to play small and we're lamenting our smallness, our limitations, which we've placed on ourselves. And the beauty of all of this is we can withdraw those limitations. We can withdraw our allegiance from our precious individual ego at any time. At any time of your choosing, perhaps right now. So we appear to inhabit this world of change and illusion. We appear to inhabit this, and we take the illusion for granted. We take for granted that our shelf life here in the world is extremely limited. We take for granted that this is real. Please, we know that this is not the case. It's why we're interested in spirituality in the first place. Doesn't mean don't take care of it. Yes, people who believe their bodies need you to extend love to them. There are people out there that only you can reach. There are people out there that I can reach better than you can reach them, and vice versa. There are people out there that you can reach better than I can or anyone else. They're meant to receive the love of the Holy Spirit through you. Will you teach them? You don't even have to hold yourself out as a teacher as I do. That's my own particular calling. Yours will look differently, in all likelihood. How will you know? You'll listen to the guidance of your inner teacher, who will show you what to do and what to say, and to whom, and where to go, if anywhere. All that, if we allow him to do so. It's all about the allowing, isn't it? So we don't question the illusion. We take it for granted, and we never stop to ask who granted this, right? Who granted this illusion that we take for granted? Who keeps this in place? Who is it that maintains this false sense of separation? Who's running the show here? Mm-hmm. I'm running it. You're running it. We're running the show. We're the ones that are choosing to maintain the separation until such time as we make a different choice. Hence the continued, repeated emphasis on the choice that we have in the present moment between the Holy Spirit and the ego, between truth or illusion, light or dark, love or fear, God or the ego, self with a capital S or self-sustaining survival unit, little ego self, an individual human being. This is the choice that we make in the present moment. And we continue to cycle and recycle guilt and fear in the endless wheel of suffering that appears endless. The Buddhists call it samsara, which is the perfect image. Samsara is wheel in Sanskrit, hamster wheel, think. So it's unfortunately and not at all flattering for us to acknowledge that we're choosing to run on this hamster wheel until such time as we choose to hop off it. our choice. And you are free to make that choice right now in the present moment, and you're invited to do so. Open the ego's thought system to question it, question the foundation of everything you now believe, question your beliefs about yourself. Question your beliefs about your brother and everything that appears to inhabit this world, and question the foundations. Question the very foundations of the world itself. Question the foundations of everything you now believe. And when you become afraid to do that, because it's inevitable, understand that it is the ego that's afraid. The ego does not exist. There is no separation of any kind. And in the moments where you feel that this is just a lot, which you may be experiencing right now, we are invited to call on our inner teacher for guidance and help, assistance, support. Our inner teacher is always there because our inner teacher is inner, emphasis on inner, part of our own mind. The Holy Spirit is part of you, not some outside power, not some dude with a beard sitting there drinking martinis and passing judgment on you. No, the Holy Spirit is part of our mind. Call on it for assistance, for guidance, and it will answer immediately. Why immediately? There's only the present. Linear time is an illusion, along with the world, which is an illusion. Space is an illusion. We're not separate from our brother by thousands of kilometers or a centimeter or any such made-up measure of distance, nor are we separated from our brother in time. We're not separated by these 24 bizarrely shaped lines on a globe called time zones. We're not separate by lifetimes. Past or future don't exist. We have only right now the eternal now. Eternity is beyond time. There is no time, no space, and no world. Not what we were taught in high school biology class. But here you are as a grown-up. So if you're just hearing some of these ideas for the first time, take heart in knowing that you're bound to hear them again, whether it's from me or from someone else. This, everything that you see, hear, and appear to taste, touch, smell, feel, it's a dream. Our reality is in God. We are one with God, and there is no separation of any kind. So as we wrap up this heartfelt invitation to question the very foundations of everything that you now believe, let's spend a minute on a very well-known sentence, a statement from A Course in Miracles. Ideas leave not their source. Now, please feel welcome to capitalize the S on source and to recognize that you are an idea who has left not your source, capital S. We are known here in the thought system of A Course in Miracles as a thought of God, the thought of God, the extension of God. Like extends like. Like doesn't extend its opposite because there are no opposites. And ideas, you and me, all of us, have never left our source. Capital S. Ideas leave not their source. You've never left God. It is impossible. And the appearance that we have is a dream. It is illusion. And we could choose to set it aside. What happens then? Well, the ego is, of course, terrified because it equates awakening with death. But awakening is life. We're perfectly alive and well and happy and boundless in God, which is the only reality. Only God is. All else is illusion. So let's question the very foundations of everything that we now believe. Don't keep little things to ourselves, right? We are not able to reserve our little judgment of certain people or a certain political party or our boss or our ex or someone else. We can't keep our own little particularized individual forms of hatred and hope to awaken. It's total. So we let all of it go. We question the foundations of everything we now believe. Do you feel you have a questioning mind? Excellent. Excellent. Yes, put that to the highest and best use. Question the foundations of everything you now believe. Thank you. So along the way, questions do arise. Now, if you're just hearing this for the first time or the second time, or this is new to you, you might find yourself thinking, what the actual is going on with this strange course? Welcome. You have reached this point in the video for a very good reason. Questions are bound to arise, and you're more than welcome to ask them here on this YouTube channel. There's no such thing as a question that is too basic. Those are the questions we should ask repeatedly. So someone who, if you're new to this and you have some what seem to you basic and foundational questions, those are the ones that we should ask, because there's somebody, I promise you, there's someone in this world paying attention to this right now that has been practicing this course for 33, 35 plus years, a long time, and they need to hear the answer to this basic question. So your asking will benefit people whom you're not likely to ever meet in this lifetime. This is the way it works. So this forum exists for you to do just that. Questions or comments, if you've got them, even if you just want to drop in and say hello. I'd love to hear from you. I'd also love to have you subscribe if you have not yet. Here's a subscription arrow. Go ahead and click that. The little pop-up pops up that says subscribe, and voila. We'd love to have you. There are several videos that appear here every week, and we're going through the text of A Course in Miracles, which as a self-study course curriculum is bound to generate some questions. So I invite them. Question everything. See you soon.